reread the oath of office, take it seriously, obey the Constitution. We are well defended against all enemies foreign. We should be much more careful about defending against the enemies domestic.
As a philosophic danger endorsed by the status quo. Most members of Congress, most members who have been in the executive branch over the years, the undermining of our personal economic liberties, our privacy. There's been a special erosion of these privacy issues since 9/11. So it is something that's been ingrained in our system. You know, economic liberty is very, very important, but that's been undermined, you know, for 70 or 80 years, especially since the Depression. So I see them in philosophic terms rather than in personality terms. I'm arguing that it's not in our best interest to be in the UN. The very first thing the UN did after World War II was they took us to war. I mean, Truman went to war, didn't even tell the Congress, and you know, we're still in Korea. And, you know, the Constitution is very clear. Only Congress can declare war. A lot of men died over there. So I don't like going to war under the UN banner. I think our trade agreements do the same thing. You know, whether it's the WTO or you know, the World Bank or the IMF or NAFTA or CAFTA, these are taking away our sovereignty. Even today, the WTO today was telling us that we shouldn't pass this agriculture bill. I'll probably, you know, not vote for the agriculture bill, but should I do it because the WTO tells me not to? So I don't like this undermining of our national sovereignty. Some people believe in globalism. Some people believe in the North American Union. I don't. It used to be more secretive. You know, the New World Order was talked about 30 or 40 years ago, and nobody would say it out and open. Now they talk about the New World Order, so it's not as secretive and it's not as conspiratorial as it was 50 or 60 years ago. People believe in internationalism, and I think they're very sincere. They just think the world would be better off if we had one world government. I don't. I mean, I don't even like the size of our federal government, let alone one world government. I want government to be local.
Too much, we borrow too much, and we print too much. When a country spends way beyond its means, eventually it will destroy the currency, and we're in the midst of a currency crisis.
Well, we have to stop the spending. We have to bring our budget under control. We can't raise taxes to cut the deficit. We have to cut spending. Of course, where I want to cut spending might not be where you would like to have cut spending, but I want to cut the spending overseas. I don't think we can maintain our empire, and we can get control of our budget, mainly for political reasons as much as anything else, because you can't go after health care here in this country and say you're going to balance the budget. But we have to take the pressure off the Fed to create money. You know, we spend, and then we tax, and then we borrow, and we still don't have enough money. So we have this ridiculous monetary system where we go to the Federal Reserve and say, buy these treasury bills, and they buy the treasury bills with money out of the clear blue, out of thin air, and this is causing the inflation. The cost of living for our retired people now are going up probably 10% a year, and they're getting cost of living increases at 2%. This is why so many people are unhappy. So we have to deal with the budget. To me, it is the most critical thing, and if we don't, we're going to have a financial crisis and a dollar collapse. It's going to be a lot worse than it was in 1979, 1980, when we saved the dollar with interest rates of 21%.
Okay.
Policy that I object to. We used to be allies with Osama bin Laden. Now he's our enemy. We used to be allies with Saddam Hussein. Now he's our enemy. This on again, off again thing is what bothers me. You understand the issue at home when you treat people with welfareism, they become dependent on the state. Israel's dependent on us, you know, for economic means. We send them these billions of dollars, and then they depend on us. They say, well, you know, we don't like Iran. You go fight our battles. You bomb Iran for us. And they become dependent on us. Since we've been over there, Al-Qaeda has been recruiting much better.
Well, it only took 19 to take down two of the biggest towers in the world.
That is the reason, because you have to put that in perspective. You know, we stood down the Soviets. They had 40,000 nuclear weapons. We had Khrushchev pounding on the desk, say, we will bury you. He was capable of doing it. The Al-Qaeda does not have an army. They don't have a navy. They don't have intercontinental ballistic missiles. They don't have weapons of mass destruction. They don't have a country. They're very, very weak people in that sense, but they have determination. The determination comes from being provoked, and they have to have some reason to galvanize enough hatred to come here and do what they have done. So, no, it's not going to be, if I bring the troops home overnight, it's not going to eliminate what has been going on for quite a few decades. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a lot better. And if we think that they only come here because we're free and prosperous, we will never solve this problem. We are going to be under threat, because if we, let's say the fighting quits in Iraq, and we keep those 14 bases and an embassy as big as the Vatican, and think that won't annoy that people, it will be a thorn in their side, and we will be under as much threat. We are an easy target over there. They're quite satisfied for killing Americans in Iraq.